Hey guys, join my attempt in building a beautiful dollhouse from Fortnite Battle Royale.
ClayClaim.
I was looking for the most generic building, the most boring house I could find. This is the default house in Fortnite, located in Retail Row, this beautiful neighborhood, and we will create it with clay, completely. Well, maybe I need a little bit of cardboard, but I think 99% are at least clay. I should make a label on the thumbnail which says, this video includes 99% clay. At least. These are the bricks! You have seen in Retail Row this beautiful default house, home, that it has a front made out of beautiful bricks. And I've seen that's the case for many homes on the Fortnite map, that the front has a different material than the other walls of the building, but we will come to the other walls a little bit later. For now we try to figure out the size of our front of the house, because we have some details. We have some windows, we have the door, and we have on the left side this part where the wall comes out. I'm pretty sure there's a word for that, but in English I'm not familiar with it. Okay, give me a sec. It's Oriel! Okay, it's Oriel on the left side, but let's focus on the door opening first, because this will be the part where we will open the door, and maybe we will also place the doorbell on the right side as well. This is the window, the first one on the front. We have a second one which has the same size, and we will add some ochre clay for the frame of the window. For the Oriel we need like a structure underneath, otherwise all the bricks would fall apart. And cardboard is the perfect material for that, because you can put it into the oven as well, so it won't burn that easily. Some of you are afraid cardboard would burn too quickly, but not at these temperatures. We put the clay into the oven. I'm really curious how all the different walls will fit together. I was really careful when doing all the measuring from the replay I did in Fortnite, and when I compared it to my creation. But in the end, there are different factors which you have to put in account. These are the frames for the doors, but it's also the same technique. Oh, looks nobody's at home. For the windows as well. Also for the tiny one and the Oriel. Then we have like this tiny balcony in the front, and these are the window shutters, and I realized that they are too small compared to the windows itself. So if you pretend to close them, you still get light in, which is somehow funny. This is the very first step, the very first wooden plank for all the other walls we have. You can see on the background, on the back side of the building, that everything is made out of wood. It's just the front which is made out of solid bricks, and we will create the wooden planks as well, of course. Till now we haven't used any kind of glue, so I'm really curious how solid all these different walls will be after oven hardening, but we will find out in a minute. We have to create some windows and some frames as well. I have prepared some shutters on the side, as you can see, so I think we will have enough of these. We have some dividers inside the window. This is the last working step for the very first two walls, and we are ready to go into the oven. Freshly baked walls and freshly baked shutters of the windows, which are too small for the windows. Just a side note. And now let's find out how solid these walls are. What about the bricks? But it looks good. It really looks great. We can remove the cardboard. This is the wooden plank wall, but it also looks quite solid. Well, I wouldn't bend it too much. And now we are creating the chimney. This is a chimney Santa would love to use as an entrance. It's made out of bricks in the game, and this is how I created a nice pattern on the surface of the chimney. We also have some brown clay as well, also on the side. Oh, it looks really beautiful, as if it was made out of real bricks, right? Right? And now we have also the top of the chimney, which is kind of funny. We take some silver clay, and then we have two tinier chimneys, two pipes coming out of the hole of the bigger chimney. It's like these tiny Russian puppets where you always have a smaller version inside than the bigger one was. Or these are like mushrooms. So this is ClayClaim. We need to create some further bricks for the roof. And for a nice beautiful pattern we also throw in some black clay, at least for one of the clay pieces. And for the other we will create very thin layers. And we start building, putting together. I feel like being a slater, a roofer, putting together the roof, brick for brick. It's not much what we need for step one of our tiny dollhouse. Well, we need some doors as well. We will create them right now. This will be the door under the roof in front of the parking space. This is the door with a tiny window inside to see who is ringing the bell. And then we have another door right at the front. This will be our main door, main entrance, and we're ready to go into the oven. Freshly baked walls and roofs and, well, everything we need to create the shell of our home, of our default home. When you look at the bricks in the game or somewhere else, you see that we have these gaps, these joints in between every brick. And instead of creating that with clay, I thought it would be alright to paint them after oven hardening. And now we will make it just a little bit more dirty, because these joints in between the bricks are not really white, they're more yellowish, dirty. And this is where this dirty water plays an important role. We will just make the front a little bit dirty to make it more natural, more interesting. And also for these walls with wooden planks, we will add some shadows with this gray pen. Look at that. Oh, it already looks like a wall from the game, from inside the game. Of course, it depends on how the sun is pointing at the house, which kind of shadows we are getting, but I thought it would be just look nice. For the chimney as well, we will add these joints in between the bricks. And for the roof, we will also add some further shadows. Not everywhere. When painting these shadows, it's not important to be really realistic. It's more important to have them at least. This roof is divided into two smaller parts for the parking space. And now it's time for the hot glue gun. And I am so looking forward to put together all the walls. We start with the back wall. This is the one on the left side with just two windows. Maybe we should add some more hot glue to that as well. I'm really curious if I burn myself again. This happens every time I'm using the hot glue gun. Okay, this is the front, but maybe we should work on other parts first. This is the entrance right to the parking space. And this goes right there. We have the kitchen right inside, right next to the parking space. And this is the roof, part 1. And also roof part 2. I know that there is a secret attic underneath the roof, but I just ignored that because we have a lot other things to create and other spots inside of the home. This is the smaller roof, which is covering the parking space, the chimney, which goes on the back side, right there. Oh, it looks so comfortable, so nice. Some rain gutters as well as decoration for the roof. We will glue them in the front, on the top, and also on the back side as well. Maybe we can shorten these so that it fits perfectly. And now we have some tiny details to glue onto our walls. These are the window shutters, and now you can see what I meant. They are just too small. But not only in my model, also in the game, in Fortnite. This just doesn't really make sense. And we have this handcrafted pillar, which looks quite beautiful. And now I'm really excited. We will start building all the furniture. And this will be the fridge. Right now it's just white clay, but with a few cuts and a few coloring decorations on the front. This piece of clay will become a fridge. Then we have the working space in the kitchen, inside the kitchen, which is bright blue with a white surface. So let's figure out how everything will fit inside. This is the sink, which later will be located right next to the window, under the window, so that you can make your dishes while looking outside. Then we have many shelves, and this is the oven, freshly baked, oh yeah, with tiny knobs. And this is a can, coffee can, a tiny one. Then we have the extractor hood right over the oven. And this is the bin, a tiny bin, which is next to the door at the entrance. So when you come home, you can just throw out all the garbage in your pockets. We need some further cardboard to create the first floor, or it's also called just second floor, depending on where you're living. So let's keep it with the second floor. This is so confusing. Some people call when you go upstairs, call it first floor, like in UK for example, and in America it's called the second floor. I think in German it's the same like in UK. So it's quite confusing that there is no agreement for all countries on the earth to call, when you go upstairs, to call it like second floor. It would make more sense to me. Now, we created all the remaining doors and also the remaining rooms as well, and we can now focus on each wall. This will be the part for the stairs, a cute tiny staircase, and these will be all the different furnitures we have in the home. We start with a living room, and this will be the first bookshelf. We have many of these inside the home, I think 3 of these. I just take some colored clay to create all the folders and books which are inside this shelf. It looks quite interesting, although it wasn't too much of work. Now we need another one which is slightly bigger, a bigger bookshelf. Here we go, and then we have a tiny shelf, a chest of drawers, and the table in the back side, together with the 4 chairs as well. I create them with ochre clay. I think one of the chair legs is broken. I want to be accurate right here. We have these cute tiny pictures, these frames, together with the flowers on top of the shelf. I really love these details inside the homes of Fortnite. And we can place it onto the plate and start working our way up. Now we are upstairs. This is the children's room. I think it's the children's room, I'm not really sure. Well, it's a bedroom. There, if there is a children's room, there has to be a bedroom as well, because otherwise it would be a child home without any adults inside, which would be weird. We have this desk with an open book, 3 folders and a tiny lamp. And this will be the chair for the desk chair, which was a little bit tricky to create. We have this beautiful chest, but it's not a real chest in Fortnite, it's just decoration with some clothing hanging out. I really like these tiny details as well. And this will be the biggest closet with some wallpapers and some images. Someone put it right there. This is the bed, which is also really beautiful. We have this blanket, this colorful blanket, another desk in the back side. I don't know why someone need to have 2 desks in one room. I guess this is not really accurate, isn't it? The stairs for the staircase. This is how I created these, and we will glue them after oven hardening into our cardboard staircase. We have another pair of these. A pair? Well, at least another piece. Let's put it onto the plate, and then we have this beautiful railing out of wood, out of white clay, and we put this into the oven. Now, these are all the printouts we will use. We have some decoration for the walls, some wallpapers, but we also have some tiles for the floor, for the kitchen, for example. And now, let's get it into shape so that we can glue it right on the ground. Okay. Yeah, this should work. Then we have this beautiful, I'm not sure, are these tiles? No, I think these are just wallpaper for the walls inside the kitchen. Then we need to cut some holes for the windows, otherwise the people can't look outside, which are living there. We go. Also for the entrance, which is kind of stupid that nobody can leave the home, but you at least got some beautiful wallpapers. This is the last remaining wall, and here we go for the floor. Some beautiful planes for the ground. It's every room in the very first level of the home, at least, well, for the kitchen. These wooden planes. Oops, I forgot this piece in between the huge opening when you go from the kitchen to the living room. And some further wallpapers. These beautiful striped ones. I really like these. Well, I wouldn't put them into my home, but at least they're beautiful. Let's also remove the parts right in front of the windows, and now we can focus on all the other walls, or the coloring at least of all the other walls, for our mid thing part we will put inside the home. We have these green walls as well. This reminds me of we have to paint the inside part green as well. This is a little bit tricky, I should have done that earlier. Oops, that was too much of green. But, well, got some tricks there. It still feels like preparation for the big moment when we will start putting all the furnitures inside the home. We have this white border around the door, but also right on the floor. It works perfectly. Another white line, which goes right there. Not perfect, but still beautiful. Let's glue these two pieces together. Oops, this was a little bit too much of hot glue. This is the level in between first and second floor. And this will also be later the part where we will glue the stairs. Now the fun part starts. The fridge! Then we have the sink, some shelves. This is the oven. And we can glue the hood right on the wall for our remaining piece and close it as well. Look at that. Oh, so curious what it looks inside. This is the living room. We have the 4 chairs we will glue together, and then we can put them inside together with the table. We have some beautiful details on the table as well. We have some flowers, we have a plate, a cup, and also a coffee can, all the shelves. And now we can glue this shelf for the living room, the bookshelf onto the wall. We have some wooden planks upstairs as well, I forgot these. Oops. And maybe this railing goes there. Look at that. I think this is my favorite room of the house. Well, not that messy like this room, the living room, but still beautiful. The chair right on the desk. The second desk, who knows for what it is. The flowers which go right there, and then we have the stairs to get upstairs quite quickly when someone is hiding in the bedroom, for example. We need a lot of hot glue gun action. We're almost there. Now we can put the inner part inside the home, the default house from Fortnite, closing the last wall. And guys, I guess that's it! A Fortnite Doll House! And I have a confession to make. I bought this really expensive lens, the probe lens, and hopefully it was worth it. Hopefully we will get some nice shots inside. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. It's going downstairs. It almost feels like playing Fortnite. Oh, someone is in the kitchen. Be aware. This is the last room we created. Oh well, and the kitchen itself. I think this is my favorite piece we created together. Look at that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye. I hope you don't like it too much, because I have some plans, something prepared for this dollhouse. Because this isn't really a doll playing channel, is it?